Once you're in escrow, lots of things start to happen very quickly. Both the buyer and the seller have obligations to fulfill the terms of the ratified contract, but it's the buyer who has the lion's share of those responsibilities, including hiring a title company. Hi, my name is Jason Allen-Rouman, and I'm a real estate agent in Palm Springs, California. Let's first define title. In short, it's the legal statement of ownership as recorded by the local authorities. In some cases, it's possible to trace the ownership of real property all the way back to the original land grant, and in the eastern United States, that can be hundreds of years. Fortunately, for modern real estate transactions, we're primarily concerned with the integrity of the seller's right to transfer his or her ownership to someone else. In other words, someone just can't say they own a house and then sell it to another party. Rather, their ownership and their right to sell the property has to be independently verified, which is what a title company does. And once the title company does that, they'll offer to ensure that verification should someone come along later and say they have rights to the property. Let me back up. Let's say you're the buyer in a transaction. It's important to understand what you're buying when you find that perfect place you ultimately want to call home. It's the structure, yes, but it's also some claim to the land upon which the structure sits. Now, don't get confused by condo ownership where you're buying an interest in common land, and at the Coachella Valley, we have a number of homes on leased land. I cover those subjects in another video. Just know that title research and insurance are at play. Okay, a title company is an independent business that, for a fee, researches and verifies a seller is in a position to transfer their ownership. That research includes identifying anyone that has a rightful claim to the property so that they can be satisfied before you, as the buyer, take ownership. Who might have a claim? A lender, like a bank or credit union that gave money to the seller so he or she could purchase the property, the government for taxes or unpaid fines, a spouse or some heir, or maybe even an HOA for unpaid dues. Look, this list isn't exhaustive by any means. The point is, there are those that may have rightful claim to some interest in the property and thus the proceeds from any sale. All of those claimants need to be satisfied by the seller before the buyer takes possession of the property, or the buyer will be assuming those debts and liabilities. You don't want that. The title company does their research and ultimately says the property has clear title, or it doesn't. Let's say it does, because that's all we care about right now. The buyer then has the option of insuring that title verification against any future claims. In other words, the title company can research the property, say the title is clear as of that moment in time, but someone can still come along later and make a claim against it. Now, I'm not saying their future claim would be valid, but you as the new owner will have a responsibility to legally defend yourself. And we all have heard how expensive lawsuits can be. You buy the research, and then you buy the insurance. Insurance steps in to defend a claim to the property title. If you don't buy insurance, then you pay to defend any claims yourself. It's really that simple. There are different insurance policies offered by title companies, and I can't do them justice in this video. What I can say is that if you're getting a home loan, your lender will require at least a basic policy because A, they likely have the most to lose, and B, it's usually a condition of the loan. Ultimately, it's best to talk to your title officer about your options and get any policy details in writing when you shop around. I want to mention that in some parts of the U.S., title and escrow are handled by separate companies, while in other parts, they can be done by the same company. If you have any questions about title insurance, start with your real estate agent or call a title company. If you don't have a good real estate agent, let me know and I'll do my best to help. If I can't do it personally, I'll probably have someone in my network that can, regardless of where you are in the US or Canada. That's all for now. I do hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching.